Welcome to the IIBA Tampa Bay, Florida chapter. This is our study group for October 31st, 2024. This is our 142nd class, and today we have the privilege of having Felicia Joyner here. She's going to be talking about Tekkie Visions, Crafting Your Future. My name is Thea Soren. I'm the president of the IIBA Tampa Bay chapter. I'm also the vice president of career and professional development. All those fancy words just mean I'm here to help you. If you need something, please reach out to me via LinkedIn, and I'll do my very best to help you out. Also, I'm the founder of the BA Force Multiplier Movement. I'm one of the authors of the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge version 3, and I'm one of the authors of the Business Analysis Bridging the Gap Between Industries. We're working on our second 12 industries now, so we're pretty excited about that. We like to celebrate our wins. We have all these folks have reached out that basically has said that our study group helped them achieve their certifications. Those that are in red went on to be leaders in other chapters. Those that are in green are or have been leaders in our own chapter. And the one on bottom, Promise, recently presented to our chapter. So we're really excited when people reach out to say that we were beneficial to them. It's the thing that we do this for. Our leadership, we have actually filled our boards right now. We have a new person on board. China Thomas has come in as a board member at large. We have a few other board members that are getting on board and learning the ropes. Our board members that have been here for a while, they are continuing to do a fantastic job, and I sincerely appreciate their efforts. We have several nominees from our board that were nominees for the IIBA Volunteer of the Year for the Southeast region. And of those, Robert Churchill is one of the 3 finalists, so congratulations, Robert. Our members come from all over the world. This is our member map right now, and we are in Florida. We appreciate you wherever you live. We want to be your chapter of choice. If there's something we can do to help you, please let us know. Because we are mostly virtual, it doesn't matter where you live. If you don't have a chapter that's serving you, if your chapter is not there anymore, if the Tampa Bay chapter can benefit you, Tampa Bay is your chapter. We have several ways for you to reach out to us. We have our normal Thursday evening study group from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing this for the next 2 weeks, then we'll take a break until January. We have our meetings recorded, over 130 hours of meetings on YouTube. Most of those, a good portion of those, are practice test questions for the CBAP certification. Those are recorded on YouTube, but instead of having you wade through all of those, if you go to Bob's Incredible Index at rpchurchill.com, Bob has very generously put his time, effort, and tears, I'm sure, into making it easy for you to find what you're looking for. If you want practice test questions on Knowledge Area 3, he's got it for you. All you have to do is click the link and you go straight to the recording. It's awesome. Thank you, Bob. We also have our IIBA Tampa Bay chapter website where we are putting our events on there. Our event calendar for this month is full. I'm so proud of us. And I want to continue to do that in the future. We are scheduling for 2025 right now. Our study group advisors are Esther and Bob. They are both CBAP certified, and we appreciate them leaning in to give us a hand whenever y'all have questions about what's really on the test. Thank you for participating, guys. If you're in Florida and you want to have meetings in person, we want to set up branch meetings of our chapter anywhere you are. So if you've got a couple of people in your area, or if you have just yourself, reach out to me on LinkedIn. And I will be glad to organize a meeting so that y'all can either meet in person with our chapter meetings, or you can meet individually for yourselves. We have our Emerging Professionals program. This is for college students. We would like to help you graduate college with not only a degree, but being a member of a professional organization and possibly a professional certification. Reach out to our Director of Emerging Professionals, Kennedy Davis. We've also have associations that we partnered with, the Tampa Bay Women in Agile, Tampa WIA, Tampa Bay Product Group for product owners, and we are now getting an association with the Tampa Tech, which is for businesses that are in tech in the Tampa Bay area. We've also partnered with a couple of different IIBA chapters, the IIBA Ireland chapter and the IIBA Philippines chapter. I just finished a 13-week session with each of them for the CBAP practice test questions and study and knowledge area and applications. And we have partnered with the Bluegrass IIBA chapter as well. If you're interested in using the practice test questions from Watermark or any of their other products, they've generously given us a 40% discount. That's Tampa 21 on any of their products, business analysis, project management, and others. Adaptive US has also given us a discount code on their work, live classes, on-demand courses, excluding the IIBA exam vouchers of 20%. Thank you for that. We work on these certifications. These are the 7 certifications from the IIBA. The top 3 are for the CBAP and CCBA and ECBA, based upon the business analysis body of knowledge. The bottom 4 are specialty certifications. You can either go to the IIBA website to get more information or contact me directly. Tonight, we're going to hear from FeliciaJoyner. She has over 25 years of experience in the tech industry. She is a noted author. She's the president of her chapter of the IIBA, and she has so much good to bring to us tonight. Guys, I'm looking forward to that. Next week, we have Pam Patterson going to talk to us about how to make your stakeholders talk, techniques from professional interviewers. One of the things Pam told me about whenever we were discussing this talk is she's going to tell us how to get the stakeholders to talk whenever you need them to, and how to get them to not talk whenever you don't need them to. So on the 14th of November, we have our annual general meeting. We are hoping to have you attend so that you can vote for our members, our board members. We were hoping for you to attend so you can ratify our new articles. We have made so many growth updates in our chapter that we need to update our articles as well. After that, November 15th through the 31st, we are going to enjoy a brief vacation for the holiday season. And then when we come back in January, we're going to have our very first social hour. We've never done this before. We've always come to you with a thing to talk about, an agenda, a presentation, and we have great conversations, but we would like to get to know you as well. So let's plan on getting back together on January 2nd. And now I'm going to turn the screen over to Felicia. Thank you, Felicia.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the invitation, Thea, to be able to speak to the TampaBayIIBA chapter and the global population who is a part of this community. I feel very honored to have this opportunity. I am a lifelong techie. I have had the privilege of holding positions such as secretary and doing technical tasks quickly, or the secretarial tasks quickly, so I could get on to the important things like learning how to put Ethernet cards into computers and how to run the application. I worked for 3 guys as a secretary, and one of them had invented a homegrown application called Test Track. And I would hurry up and do my secretarial duties. So when people called in, they only used the application maybe once a year to put in agricultural study information into Test Track. And I would say, well, if you have a question about it, let me see if I can help you first. And if not, then I'll turn you over to Bob, the guy who wrote the program. That was my first help desk kind of job. And I've been a network administrator at that same agricultural company. They had a DEC PathWorks network, and they had a Novell network. I don't think either of them exist anymore. And I learned how to turn off the little router or switch in between them when things didn't communicate properly. We would always say, well, we're crawling under desks, so that's why we're wearing jeans today to install different, whatever had to be installed or whatever. But I've had a long career as a techie, and I've enjoyed every one of the positions I've had. I guess I became a subject matter expert on one of the software applications we supported and started gathering requirements for the upgrades and into this product. So I called myself a subject matter expert. Then I was recruited by the technical training team to train on this application and a few other applications we use. And so I was gathering requirements and finding out the needs of the business in the educational space. And then I just went straight business analysis from that time on. And I wrote this book because I've been working with techies, helping them thrive, tutoring people, helping them get along in the business world. And I feel a great sense of pride and happiness when the light bulb goes on over someone's head. We used to have managers who would put read receipts on their email, and they would get miffed when people would delete without reading. But what they didn't realize was they were reading the little preview screen, digesting the information, and then later on they would just delete all the mail that was no longer needed for them. So I said, okay, well, then you need to make a special rule in your email that says, when from manager, open it up. And that way they won't say you're deleting it without reading it. So I wrote this book, Tekkie Visions, because I've got a new coach. I'm entering the space of coach myself for technologists and speaker. And her idea, my coach's idea, was we should be a triple threat: be a speaker, be a coach, and be an author. So I'd never thought about writing a book before, but I've got a lot to say. So it was very, very simple for me to go ahead and write this book. We're in a great age nowadays where we can say, hey, ChatGPT, give me an outline for a technology book. Here are some of my ideas. Here's some of the things I want to do. And it gives you buku chapters. And then I can say, okay, well, that's great. You gave me 13 chapters. I'm doing 7. So we'll save the other ones for another book, maybe. So the first chapter in my book is understanding your core desires. Let me share my screen. Y'all can kind of follow along a little bit. I don't have slides for everything. I'll just kind of talk through some of the things there, but this is the chapter where we talk about developing our personal mission statements. And I don't know about you, but a personal mission statement is kind of like a guiding light. It's kind of like a GPS. It's kind of like a compass. Anybody here was a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout as a child? Okay. You guys remember learning how to do things like reading a compass, being able to find true north and be able to navigate your way with that? Nowadays we have GPS, and so I don't think anybody really knows true north anymore. Like I wonder, I'll have to poll some of the younger people and find out, do you know which way, if the sun is on your right, do you know which way true north is? So questions like that. But anyway, the mission statement is a way of finding out what's really, truly important to you as an individual. And part of crafting your future is understanding what's really important to you. Maybe you're interested in leaving a legacy for your family. Maybe you have children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and them who you want to leave a legacy for. I have 2 little granddaughters, a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old. And in their bedroom, they have a picture of my mother when she was in college. She's holding a instrument. I forget which instrument she played. I think it was a French horn. And she's in her band uniform when she was in college. My son is a music educator, and the 4-year-old already can play hot cross buns on the piano. So you know they're going to be musical kind of people. So my mother is already standing as a beacon and a legacy for the family. And I also want to provide that kind of legacy for my grandchildren, for my family. Things that are important to me also are my faith. And I want to be able to leave a financial legacy to continue the legacy of my church after I go. So you find out what's important to you, what your deepest desires are. Maybe you have some financial goals. Maybe you want to be wealthy. Maybe you want to be happy. Maybe you want to have a good relationship. Whatever is important to you should be part of your mission statement. And some of the things I have in my book are questions to ask yourself and to write down. And then I'm really big into artificial intelligence. You take all the answers to the questions that are in the book, you type them up, and you paste them into your favorite generative AI product and ask it, provide me a mission statement. Now, my experience with a lot of these artificial intelligence devices is that they're very chatty and they have long run-on kind of sentences. And so my next question to them after they give me this long mission statement would be, well, give me one using shorter sentences, maybe make one for people with a 6th grade reading level. So this way I don't have these run-on sentences for the mission statement. So the important thing is to find out what's important to you. And the first chapter covers a lot of questions to ask yourself, to ponder, to think about, to journal about, and to really find out what's important to you and what's your baseline, what's your GPS, what's your guiding principles for your career, for your life, and for your legacy. And there's several different mapping exercises to map your personal interests, to tech roles, and how to align your career with your passions for success. People who are doing things they're passionate about are often much happier and have a lot more job security and a lot more job satisfaction because the goals of the company are pretty well aligned with their goals and ambitions. Right now, I'm working for Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, and we just changed our tagline. And our tagline is "Your consummate ally," your unwavering ally, excuse me. And I like that. Even though people complain about the prices of health insurance, we are definitely interested in making sure our members are well treated, and that includes us as a staff too. When we have a problem with our health insurance or health care, we are also our unwavering allies to make sure that we get the care we need. So I feel really good when I'm working for some place that I really believe in what they're standing for, and I'm putting my best out there towards making those goals and objectives happen. And when their goals are aligning with my goals. When they're not, it's time for me to go. So this is for you if you ever felt stuck in a job and maybe it didn't really align with your true passions. You want to redefine your career path to reflect your core desires. When I was working, a lot of my career journey was kind of like a lazy river. I was taken the way the current took me. Sometimes I would end up stuck on the bank and I have to get out of the inner tube I was in, put it back in the water, jump back in the inner tube, and keep on going down the path. But with a mission statement and defining my career objectives, I'm being more objective now. I'm more intentional now with where I go with my career. Now, I don't take anything away from my previous lazy river kind of career. It was great. I had a lot of good experiences there. And as my mentor says, I bloom where I'm planted. So I've been happy at a lot of places. I have left a couple of places where I was unhappy and things didn't quite work out the way I wanted them to go. There was always other options. But now I am pretty intentional. I know exactly where I want to go. I know what my goals and objectives are. I'm laser focused. I have great aim right now with where I want to go with my career. Maybe you've been struggling to identify your next step in your career. Maybe you sought for approach that drives you to have success and fulfillment in your careers. Imagine if your personal interests were integrated within your work-life balance. If you've ever struggled to get the right job, if you've been in a toxic company and want to recognize the red flags, I have a friend now who's at a medical center, I guess it is, and they had nerve enough to tell her, "We don't pay you to think." Yeah, that's what I said too. That's what I said too, Thea. What? She's looking quite hard and fast for something different, but she had a hard time getting this position. So I'm praying that she finds something else pretty soon. Maybe you've been afraid to ask for a raise. Maybe you watched others get promoted and didn't know how they were getting promoted and you weren't. Maybe you're just being tired of being overworked and underpaid. How would you feel if you could navigate your career decisions successfully and confidently? What if you could experience greater job satisfaction? How would you feel then? What if work was more of a calling rather than a duty? Imagine how you would feel if you could deliver your personal story and build confidence in others who are working with you and establish yourself as a leader. Most of us are leaders without titles, right? There are coworkers, peers, more junior associates who are looking up to us. So we're leaders. What if you could understand your core desires and define a path that worked perfectly for your career desires? So my story, I was laid off. I was on a conference call from this big telecommunication company. They'd gotten us some career coaching, and we were on a Skype. I think we used Skype at that time, if I recall correctly. And somebody called on my cell phone, and I was talking to one of my peers, and I just burst out crying. And one of my coworkers, Brian, said, "Felicia, you're not on mute." I felt embarrassed and stressed, but I'm human. I have a great deal of faith and believe that I have a power greater than myself who's going to get me my next position. If one job's taken, I believe my higher power has something better for me. But the human part of me was worried, concerned. I had only had my house for about 3 years, and I had 3 children and a husband. And my husband at that time was working in the helping field. So we're kind of turned around, like some families, a lot of times the women are in the helping field and the man are making a higher income, maybe in technology. But I was bringing in more money because I was in technology and he was in the helping field. And luckily, though, we had career coaching there, and that was very, very helpful. And I found hope in the career coaching. During the time I was laid off, I had a little gig at the Crematorium Society. I taught myself how to code in HTML to make the small changes they wanted on their website. The Alcohol and Drug Agency, I had a volunteer gig there installing Exchange servers and Exchange clients on all the laptops there. I had a temporary assignment for 2 weeks at Duke Law School. We had to help all the new law students, incoming law students, get connected to the network and install 3 or 4 applications. They were very, very organized there at Duke Law School. They had hired about 20 temps to come into this gigantic auditorium, which sat probably about 200 students. And it was pretty filled most of the times that we were there doing sessions. And we gave everyone a handout on how to install the software. And I looked down at the base there at the bottom. There was a laptop, there was a screen, and a projector. And I said, well, what if I went down to the laptop, asking the manager there, and demonstrated the steps while they're going along with it, and the others can run around and help them out. And this was very, very helpful. And this value add ended up extending my contract another 2 more weeks. And after that, I was able to grab another position. So that was really a blessing. Nowadays, recently, one of my coworkers said, "I see you really love to speak, and I wish they would use you more for that." And that was just additional confirmation that I'm on the right track, that this career of speaking and coaching and writing is definitely the career of my dreams. So I formed my company called TechBiz Translations. I used to always tell my mother that as a BA, I translate business to techie and techie to business. So TechBiz Translations is the name of my company. And I wrote my first book, Tekkie Visions, Crafting Your Future. And this is all part of the career of my dreams. This opportunity for you all in 2023, PricewaterhouseCoopers says that 56% of respondents are satisfied with their jobs. Rather, that's for all workers. Techies, project managers, BAs, developers, anybody in the technical arena, are 64% more satisfied. So we're happier a little bit. But what about the other 36% of the techies? I'm concerned about them too. Higher worker satisfaction companies outperform companies with lower worker satisfaction by 202%. So it's important for the company's bottom line and the employee's bottom line to make sure their employees are satisfied. 45% worker satisfaction is found in millennials. They're not quite so satisfied as others. 74% of employees in the US believe that company culture is important to job satisfaction. People in Japan over half of them are not satisfied. And 57% of employees who work from home are satisfied with jobs. Interesting. You might be thinking that success means climbing the ladder quickly. But rapid promotions and moving up the ranks could lead to burnout or dissatisfaction if the growth rate is not as fast as you think. The solution to this is to create your career that's aligned with your core values and your personal mission. Another myth is you might think that my current job defines my career path. If you're feeling stuck, you might think you're kind of stuck on this trajectory. Not true. Assess your interest in other tech roles. Align tech roles with your passions. We had one gentleman here talking about he's certified in multiple things. He can do multiple parts of the job. I bet he's going to find some passion in some part of the job world he's involved with. If not, he'll probably go get another certification and pivot and do something else different. I think one of the things about being a BA is we have a lot of opportunities based on being a business analyst. Another myth is you might be thinking that networking is only for job seekers. I'm not looking for a new role. I don't need to network. However, networking is the bridge to relationships. And these relationships can lead to unexpected opportunities. I had the privilege of being part of a mentoring program. And one of the things I've been teaching or doing, because they're part of my passion, is I have a presentation that I call Terrific Techniques, Can AI Help? And I've done this for the Blue Cross Associates. I've done it any place I can get, really. I'll be doing it for the Women and Professional Association in January. And so my mentor knows that this is my passion to be speaking and teaching. And she told the audit team that she belongs to about me. So I have an opportunity through that networking relationship to give my presentation to the auditing team. This is looking to be maybe one of the pathways that my mentorship and my coaching practice is going to go. Because I believe that AI itself will not take our jobs. However, a person who is embracing artificial intelligence and using it to aim, automate, innovate, and master may take our jobs. So I'm kind of leaning into artificial intelligence and encouraging people to experiment with it. We have at work at Blue Cross North Carolina, as I mentioned earlier, and for a while we did not have access to Copilot, ChatGPT, Google Gemini. It was all blocked off. We could not get to it. About 6 months ago, they stood up an enterprise edition of Microsoft's Copilot. And so I'm being an evangelist for artificial intelligence. In the BA role, we're working on a project that involves gathering requirements for an application programming interface. And this is very technical information. We have to go through these implementation guides and pull out the requirements. And afterwards, the other BA and I will get together and we will take our notes, the things we have questions about, and we'll put it into Google, Copilot and ask it to give us a requirement from there. We had our project manager with us the other day, and we had to put up a risk, develop a risk that was going to go both at the project level and at the requirements level. And my coworker said, well, I'll wordsmith this later. So no. Bring up Copilot. Let's let her see how it works. It made the best risk, and all three of us were happy, and we could go to lunch. It was great. But networking is a great way of building relationships and finding yourself unexpected opportunities. A lot of jobs were never posted. They come about through relationships. So in the book, we have a whole bunch of questions that you can read, and you can answer the questions on to find out what your personal mission statement is, and to find out what your personal GPS, your personal compass, your North Star is. Chapter 2 talks about visualizing success in technology. Does anybody practice visualization now? Raise your virtual hand or your real hand. Okay, all right. Yeah, okay, good. All right. I have just recently gotten into visualization. One of the things that my coach loves is Think and Grow Rich. And for me, having that passion about my business, that passion about my direction is really exciting. And it's been a great way of me staying motivated to write my book, because people are asking, how did you do a book and so quickly? I think I did it in about 3 months, really, or 4 months, maybe. Didn't take long at all to write the book. And I formed a LLC, so I self-published. I did hire myself a firm to help me out project managing it and with marketing, because I don't know very many people. And so I'm using the marketing services, but I am self-published in my book, which I'm very proud of there. And this all came about from visualizing success. So we've talked, part of the book talks about the power of visualization and the law of attraction and achieving career goals, the importance of the emotional connection in the visualization process, and has some practical exercises such as creating a vision board or writing future letters. So this is for you if you have a dream you put off. Maybe you have a childhood passion you've lost touch with. When I was a kid, I thought I was going to be a doctor or a teacher or a missionary. My mother and father were both teachers, and my mother said, don't be a teacher. She felt that teachers didn't get the respect they deserved. They had to deal with obstinate children and obstinate parents, and the administration sometimes didn't have the teachers back, and they didn't get paid well. And that's probably the truth, because when all 3 of her children graduated from college, we all made more than she did as a career educator. My father was a professor, and he didn't have such strong opinions about not being a teacher. But I didn't go into teaching directly, but it's definitely in my blood. I'm a teacher. That's why I love public speaking and teaching and training so much. So I got back to one of my desires and one of my passions. Being a doctor, for me, chemistry and biology kicked my behind, so that dream is past, definitely. If you have a desire to make an impact on the world, if you felt lost in your career, wonder how to get back on track there, you need some guidance how to align your thoughts, actions, and passions in a meaningful way. Visualization can help. Visualization is a structured approach to achieving career goals. It helps us be more motivated and resilient, and helps with a well-balanced workforce, according to Dr. David Mitchell. When you visualize yourself hitting a goal, your brain interprets the imagery as reality and creates new neural pathways. Type in the chat, new. Type in the chat, new. That to me is really awesome. New neural pathways. Visualization activates the same regions of our brain that are activated when you're actually performing a task. It actually changes our electrochemical brain waves. That is really awesome. Chat, type in brain waves in the chat, please. You're following with me. Brain waves. Awesome. You might be thinking that visualization is only for creative or spiritual people. You know, we're technical people. We like logic and analysis. Visualizing can help us focus on career goals, problem-solving strategies, innovation and breakthroughs. And it does pair nicely with our creative sides. You might be thinking that your vision has to be clear from the very start. You have to have it well-defined from the beginning or it won't work. Start with whatever fragments of your visualization that you have, and it'll evolve naturally. As I mentioned before, my coach suggested be a speaker, coach, and a writer. And I knew my audience initially was going to be techies. And now the more I am getting involved with AI, I'm kind of narrowing that focus down to being the person to say, companies, if you want to have a competitive advantage, you must support your workers embracing AI. This will help your employees outsource the areas that are drudgery, low-level tasks to AI. This will give them more time, more bandwidth, and more employee satisfaction. It'll also give the company a competitive advantage as they're more creative and innovative. I have a client who was working on a cloud migration, and they had 6 people on this project to develop the product backlog. It took them 4 months to do it, 6 people. When we talked, she typed into Google Gemini, provide me a product backlog for a cloud migration. Within a minute, we had the product backlog, and it was right. Now, let's say we have to check it, because I always believe with artificial intelligence, we need to trust, but verify. Let's say it took 1 more month. We've still saved 3 months of work, 6 people, 18 man months, and they get paid an average of $10,000 a month. That's $160,000, more than the average year's salary of an IT person. So I'm thinking that this is how my vision is evolving and developing. There's a place for me as an AI expert or an AI instructor or evangelist. You might be thinking that visualization means ignoring the real world. I don't have to worry about my skill gaps. I'm just going to visualize having it. Pairing visualization with practical planning is an important technique. Visualization is a tool for clarity, but we have to remain grounded in reality. If we have gaps and there's a problem with market demand, then yeah, let's fill the gaps. Let's get the skills we need. We're already in technology arena. The demand for these skills are only going up every year. So we're in a good space there. But yes, we need to be grounded in reality. All right, so in the book, we talk more about visualization, steps to do visualization, exercises for visualization. All those wonderful things are inside the book there. The 3rd chapter talks about exploring technical career options. The employment outlook for techies is that we'll be growing much faster than the average between now, 2023 last year, and 2033. The employment rate will be growing because we'll need more and more techies. Also, we'll be having to replace the workers who are retiring. A lot of the baby boomers will be leaving the workforce. We're going to need more people to take their places. This is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I was really amazed when I saw this stat. 700,000 new internet users go online daily. That seems like an awful high number, but that's what it said. If you're following along, you type in the chat daily. And there's 1 million new smartphones coming into use on a daily basis also. That is really awesome. Security analysts, if you want to move into this arena, they have a median pay of $120,000, need a bachelor's degree, don't need any on-the-job training. The number of jobs in 2023, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, was 181,000, more or less. The job outlook is it's growing 33% faster than the average. They predict that there'll be new jobs in the realm of almost 60,000 more in the next 10 years, the next 9 years, I guess. Project management specialists, also growing faster than the average, 7% higher. They're expecting about 70,000 new project manager jobs needed in the near future. You might be thinking that freelance work is unstable. It's not a viable long-term career path. For some techies, freelancing is an awesome opportunity. It's a way to build a strong client base, have control over your workload. You'll have to invest in marketing yourself and maintain some financial planning. You also may have to have your portfolio out there on the internet so people can understand, see where you are and who you are and what you're doing. And so that marketing part of it may be a new part of your career if you're not already into that. You might be thinking that tech is only for young professionals. Tech values experience and expertise. It embraces lifelong learning. In this group, we know you guys are lifelong learners. Anybody who's been here every week, all year long, are definitely lifelong learners. So I know you are already continuing to update your skills. You might be thinking that changing industries means restarting your career from scratch. Many skills are transferable across industries. I was in agriculture, then I went to telecommunications, then I went to pharmaceutical, then I went to consulting, then I went to healthcare. I went to a reinsurer company and now a health insurance company. So I have not started over. I have leveraged the skills. I've taken in the fact that I am the business analyst. In fact, when I went to the company for pharmaceuticals for the first time, I came in as a contractor, and the agreement with my manager was she would teach me about the pharmaceutical industry, and I would teach her about business analysis. They were gone for a week, she and the other business analysts, because they were developers before. They went to a week-long seminar on how to be a BA, a BA boot camp. But that worked very, very well. So transferable skills are definitely available across industries. You can leverage your skills and apply them to new sectors. Okay, pursuing the right role in tech. There's a lot of emerging fields in technology nowadays. And let's see if I can find my video to show you all. stop sharing and reshare so you can hear the sound. I don't think I did push optimize for sound, what I shared before. Can you see the media player or can you see my file system?
We see the media player.
Okay, good. All right, great. Business analyst. A business analyst plays a crucial role in an organization by identifying business needs and finding solutions to address them. They're the Sherlock Holmes of the corporate world, diving into data trends and modeling processes like it's nobody's business. They're the bridge between techies and the business bigwigs. They make sure everyone's on the same page and singing from the same sheet of music. Business analysts are the MVPs, making the business world spin with their magic. Project managers. Project managers are the key drivers of project success within an organization. These project wranglers are the rock stars of the business world, juggling, planning, execution, and closing like it's their day job, because it is. They're the masterminds who ensure everything's on time, within scope, and under budget. Project managers coordinate and lead project teams, manage resources, and communicate with stakeholders to align project goals with business objectives. They sniff out risks, squash problems, and make those tough calls to keep the project train on its tracks. By applying standardized project management practices and methodologies, they ensure consistency, efficiency, and quality in the project outcome, ultimately contributing to the strategic goals of the organization. Data science and analytics. Get ready for the scoop on data science and analytics. These data gurus are the ultimate game changers, transforming raw data into pure gold. They sift through mountains of information, uncovering hidden patterns and juicy insights that make businesses sit up and take notice. Armed with cutting-edge algorithms and machine learning, they predict future trends, optimize operations, and deliver actionable insights with flair. Without them, companies would be lost in the sea of data, relying solely on gut instincts. So there's a whole kinds of careers that are out there and available to us as techies. And we may want to stay in the business analysis arena, we may not. It's a great time to be a techie. We could work in artificial intelligence. This is about making machines smart. AI professionals create systems that can think, learn, and make decisions like humans. This includes things like having virtual assistants, smart home devices, and self-driving cars. How many of you guys have Siri in your phone? Okay. How many of you all have Amazon Alexa in your homes? All right. Yeah, me too. Me too. Now, Amazon Alexa kind of freaks me out a little bit. Now that she's gotten voice recognition, I'll ask her, what's the weather? And she says, Felicia, good morning. That kind of freaks me out. I don't like her calling me by name, but I'll get over it, I'm sure. I'll have to probably just spend the morning just talking to her and making sure I get desensitized to her calling me by name. But anyway, we've got virtual assistants, self-driving cars are a thing of the future or the present. How to get into the field. You can start by learning basic programming, take a course on AI and computer science. Knowing math and statistics is also helpful. And there's a lot of, somebody else freaks them out too, yeah, I'm with you, Erin. There are lots of online courses and certificates that can teach you AI skills. The problem is, one of the challenges is to make sure that the AI systems are fair and don't have biases. Also, AI jobs can be very complex, and keeping up with new technology can be hard. What experiences have you all had with artificial intelligence? Are you guys into Copilot, Gemini, Perplexity, ChatGPT, or any of those things? Type in the chat if you're into any of those type of AI types of devices and which ones you're into. Okay, Aaron's in the ChatGPT. Okay, someone's in the GPT and Copilot. VAs are learning to translate machines and service liaisons to customers to make sure they get the problem solved. Yes, and those are the people who are going to be in good shape there. The partnership with AI. The AI is not taking our jobs, but that other BA who's embracing it, yeah, maybe if we're not doing the same thing. Okay, so a lot of folks are using a lot of different applications. Definitely, I find them so useful, so useful. I'll be having my creative moments as I'm driving down the road, and I'll turn on my ChatGPT app on my phone and dictate some information. And by the time I get to the house, I've got it there on the computer ready to turn into the next chapter of the book or the next learning module of my series I'm creating. Machine learning. Machine learning is a part of AI. It's about teaching computers to learn from the data. ML experts work with things like predicting trends, recognizing speech, and creating personalized ads. How to get into this field: you should learn programming, be good at math, especially algebra and calculus, and many machine learning experts study data science. There's also online courses to get us started. Problems: sometimes machine learning models don't work well for all types of data, and it can sometimes be hard to explain these models and what decisions they make, and it might make your audience a little bit less likely to trust them if you can't explain it very well. Now, I'm not sharing anything. I'm just kind of talking there right now. No slides right now. Just kind of talking through some stuff. Yeah. All right. Another occupation that you might be interested in is data science. Data scientists work with a lot of data. They find patterns and help make decisions. They clean and analyze the data, and it's useful in many areas like health, business, and sports. All businesses are now trying to get into data analysis and to get that information. How to get into this field: start by learning data analysis and programming. Knowing how to use tools like Excel, Python, and data visualization software is important, and courses in data science can also help us with these skills. The problem is that data scientists often have to deal with messy data, and it can take a lot of time to clean that data up, and can be also hard to communicate the findings with people who are not familiar with the data. This is where us BAs have a good advantage. We're used to telling stories and connecting with our audience. And so telling data stories is a great way to communicate difficult to understand information that comes from our data. I worked at Deloitte & Touche for a while in one of my careers. And we had a platform that we were incorporating to use for valuations of homes and businesses. And the goal was to create an application where either people could self-serve and upload data about their company and get the valuation themselves, or they could pay a premium and have a Deloitte expert do the calculation of the valuation of their company. And data science was a big part of that. They wanted all kinds of bells and whistles and be able to put some sliders and if then else scenarios. We're going to lower the price of this thing here. Well, that means your profit margin is going to go down a little bit too. So we make sure we're changing that price correctly and not stabbing ourselves in the foot that way. Cybersecurity is another up-and-coming field. Cybersecurity experts protect our computer systems and networks from hackers. They make sure the data is safe and private. This includes creating firewalls, detecting breaches, and teaching others about security. How many of you all have received an email or a text from your credit card company saying, "Was this really your purchase? We suspect something dangerous going on there." It seems to be that whenever my daughter goes out of town, there's some kind of attack on her credit card. And she has to say, Mom, can you send me some money so I can get home? That's fine. Yes, baby, I can send you some money. They froze my card. So it's good that it's frozen and the hackers are not getting it, but it's pretty inopportune that they happen to get her while she's traveling. How to get into this field? You need to know about computer networks and programming. Cybersecurity certifications can help you learn specific skills like ethical hacking. And many people also study computer science. Cybersecurity people have to deal with threats all the time, which means they need to keep learning, and they have to work quickly when there's a security breach. Certifications in such as Certified Information System Security Professional, CISSP. IIBA also has their security certification. However, do you all know many people who've gotten the IIBA certification in security? Yeah. Our employer is also saying, yeah, we prefer the CISSP, an older, more established certification in security. Blockchain is another technology that's up and coming. Blockchain is a way to keep records secure, like digital money transactions. Blockchain experts create and manage these records. This technology is used for things like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and supply chains. How to get in this field, learning about programming, understanding how the data is stored is important, and there are blockchain courses that teach you how to develop and manage blockchain networks. Problems with blockchain is it's so new, there aren't as many resources to learn from. It's also sometimes slow and can use a lot of energy. Experience needed, oftentimes none. Each of these fields offer exciting opportunities, but it also comes with its own set of challenges to help you succeed. All right, so it is now 7:57. And so I think you guys are over at 8, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I have 3 minutes for questions.
What questions do we have for Felicia?
All right, so I'll make a plug. Get my book, Tekkie Visions, Crafting Your Future. It's available Amazon, Borders, Lulu, and soon to be many other locations worldwide. And if you have questions, you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, I'm FeliciaJoyner on LinkedIn. Be happy to connect with you, chat with you about anything in the book or business analysis in general or technology in general. Thank you so much for inviting me, Thea. Thank you so much, folks of the Tampa Bay chapter and of the world, for listening to this talk. I've really enjoyed myself. I hope you've learned a couple of things there. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Felicia. Okay, folks, we will be back next week for Pam, and she's going to talk to us about how to get stakeholders to talk whatever she wants them to talk, and how to get them to be quiet when she wants them to be quiet. Problem.
That's
but
the key. The second part.
I know. I'm not sure why she did that. So I'm looking forward to that. And I've seen her give us talk to a couple of other groups too. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she has to say. Felicia, thank you so much for bringing your wisdom and your experience to us. I learned something new today, so that's cool. And we will see y'all here next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Thank you.